Six MMOs. I'm your host, Mr. Craven. It's a little late. I'm about to head to bed. I'm working on my new build. And I want to do a video preparing my viewers for what's to lie ahead or how you're going to adjust. Basically, let me demonstrate something here. All right, I think it's kind of important what I'm going to be demonstrating. And I'm not going to give my full build. I'll give you guys like a prequel, but you know, whatever's whatever. All right, so no. All right. What the pouch progression? We want capacity. Now, they finally fixed that bug. That's nice. Awesome. Now, let's get into the sets. Okay, for example. Okay, let's go to PvP. And let's show something here. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie. One of my new build has vicious death in it. The problem of it is the scale, right? Right? So, but we could take the jewelry, we could take weapons. And, you know, if I wanted to, I could take like one light or whatever, but just hypothetically saying this. Okay. You know, so let's say I go with a great sword, a vicious death, right? Let's say I go with the jewelry, right? And let's say we're gonna transmute some stuff. We'll just put the jewelry on for a minute. You know, just to kind of illustrate here. Because let's say I can back bar, you know, a staff or something. But let's just say I'm one for shits and giggles. Now you guys gotta remember, Vicious Death has a second 5-piece bonus, you know, that's been added, which is the spell penetration. I'm not gonna give you guys my secondary set. We'll keep all that stuff under wraps for now. But let's just say hypothetically I was doing something like this, which I am, and admittedly, and right now I'm suffering the consequences, but I'm prepping for what's to come because I already know. I'm like, yeah, shit, you ain't got me twisted. So let's get into the skills, right? Here's the shit kicker. I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to give up my leap for this. It deals physical damage. I'm going to be a Dunmer Mag DK. But I'm going to take this ulti. I'm also going to take this. And then I'm going to bar it instead of my inner light. Why? Because of this. Right? Kind of interesting. Now, let's put in the rest of the abilities, okay? So, kind of what I'm having for the regular layout. So, we'll have the lava whip, obviously. You can kind of go with this, or you can go with the flame lash. The flame lash does whatever. While slotted, your other ardent flame abilities increase the damage, which is actually kind of cool because I'm also using the fiery grip. But you know, you could go with that. The off balance is cool for the heal, but you know, you activate a different ardent flame ability. You stack. Yeah, it's probably what I'll end up going with. Because we're going to use Fiery Grip too. The self-heals kind of as whatever. Okay. I'm not gonna even give the back bar right now. My sustains are on the back bar though. I like the burning talents for the extra dot. And this is really gonna bump it up. Okay. Now, let's get a transmutation station. Actually. Services. All right. Now. Where's my shit to friggin' what they do with it? Ugh. These guys. They're always forgetting something. They're sauce. You guys kill me. I can never check anything out for what it is. Oh, you guys kill me. Oh, they forgot the transmutation stones. I don't think I have any to do anything. Oh, they already gave us, they gave us a max. Okay, that's cool. Well, I guess that's a little different. So let's say I'm going to infuse, we'll keep one recovery, right? Because DKs have a hard time sustaining. And let's go with the weapon. Let's say we're going to go ahead with Nirnholm, right? Now, given that fact, we're going to need a Mundus, so we're going to go with, obviously, the Lover. I hate when that happens. No, I'm not gonna whatever for now. Right? We need to enchant. Nope. Your enchantments. Alright. So we want the jewelry wands. Take one mag. I think it'll be good, but now no, it's the same. Okay. So currently my spell damage is 4,436. Right? But let's add a different set too. So let's go back in and let's say we use something like Balrogs, right? It's really popular. Now, let's say we go with a medium shoulder and a heavy head. I don't think they have Nirnholm. No, they don't. Whatever. Let's go with one divine, and let's go with the head. That's the shoulder. Do I have? heavy head. Reinforced, obviously. Now, we go glyph later on. Right? So we're going to add even more spell damage. But remember, in the medium armor passive, and now here's a big deal, we're going to get that extra spell damage from that. Right? So all of a sudden when we go back in, now we're over 4,661. And that's what I'm about to, you know, saying. Like, it's going to benefit Mag for PvP, same for PvP, for scaling, because of all the factors. That's what I'm trying to warn people ahead of time. So instead of, you know, for the scale purpose, they're going to scale off of things like Camouflage Hunter and Dawnbreaker. You would be stupid not to. Why? Because of the passives. I've said the scaling system is going to, it's inadvertently affecting things in a lot of ways. But regardless, let's take a look at my Molten Whip now. Deals 7-4, 7-6, right? If I was to put something like, you know, Inner Light versus, and then I go back to the tooltip, you see what I'm saying? 7499 off Max Magicka. And then we go back to the Fighters Guild. So 7-4. 7-4, 7-6. We're going to get a better scale effect by slotting. And on top of it, what that's going to do inadvertently is scale up the set like Vicious Death higher. And that's not even on proc for Balrogs. So let's say we grab let's keep it simple. Whatever. Okay, so we're just going to build up here. So we can get I should have got food. Damn it. It's my fault for putting something together without, like, whatever. Looks stupid. Well, I'm just gonna hit the ulti. I just want to build up the ulti and show this. Now when I come back in, I'm up at 4-8. And then a set like Vicious Death is up to 18,006. Now add like any form of major sorcery, and then you're going to be hitting around 19 something. Basically, you're going to be one blowing people if they die next to somebody, you know? So it's like at some point they're not fixing the problem. So it's not actually fixing the problem. It's going to inadvertently make it worse in a lot of ways. So That's kind of what I wanted to point out, because I'm like, you know, this is going to be a little scary given how much spell damage you're going to be able to scale. You know, and that's not even the secondary set I'm going to be utilizing. I haven't even put on the secondary set I'm going to utilize. So, which is whatever. It's more about towards the sustain level. But, yeah. And you'd think you'd be losing a lot, but look at the weapon damage already. Right? So, what I'm trying to say is Nirnholm and scaling is going to be a PvP factor next update. Add something like Clever Alchemist to this equation, and it's even going to be nastier in a lot of ways. So, I'm not using Clever Alchemist, I'm just saying. This is whatever. So, I'm like, yeah, this is inadvertently going to cause problems. The thing about Balrogs is this. As soon as I drop the ulti, it ticks. It hits the spell damage right then and there. Right? No qualms, no whatever about it. So, anyways, one second. Back. Sorry. Anyways, I'm just going to say it for the record. This is going to be a huge, huge, huge deal on a massive level. So I want my viewers to prepare. If you're going to be, if you still play Elder Scrolls after this update, if you do, you're going to be scaling off of the Fighters Guild. No questions about it. In PvP, PvE could be different. Could be. I think Arm Trap, or Barb Trap I should say, is making a comeback. Right? Barb Trap's going to be making a comeback. Just for scaling. And no matter how you set up your rotation, sets like Medusa are out the door. Because you're not going to give up 3%. You're not. Inner Light, gone. Only time you're going to justify Inner Light is just for what? Scaling recovery. But at that point, if you can sustain, you're going to put something like Camouflage Hunter, Barb Trap, and whatever other ulti you use to min-max. Why? Because look at the fucking damage you're going to utilize. It's going to be nuts. I said percentage scaling has problems. A lot and lots of problems. It can be exploited. Putting it in a player's hand like mine is just nuts. Right? A lot of people used to take... Magtoons would take Dawnbreaker just for the CC. They just take this for the CC effect. For the stun. But you put it in a player's hand like mine, well shit. I'm a DK. I'm just going to be up in people's grill anyways. And then I'm totally arming myself to the T. So what I'm going to try to tell people, and my back bar is going to be my defensive and my sustains. So offensively, it makes more sense to scale. It makes more sense to scale that as much as I can. Now I'll be losing the crit. Someone will say that, but who cares? Nobody builds for crit in PvP. We go base. It's all about that base. Now add another weapon that's going to be even more. Let's hypothetically say I'm using a VAT Destro. hypothetically speaking, let's, whatever. Let's hypothetically say I was going to use that. Right. I mean, why not? Let's say I don't even want to go perfected. Let's say I just get normal and I just like, oh, I'll fuck it off with it. Right? Let's say I was going to use the lightning, hypothetically. Right? Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to go Nernholm all the way. Of course, they don't, whatever. Oh, well. We'll take care of that. Because why? Because I've got penetration. Right? So that's more skills to the back bar. Right? Why not? So if I'm going to use that, obviously we're going to use elemental drain. It's going to go here. Let's say I get my volatile armor and everything else lined up. Let's say I use, right, coagulating blood, because why? Because it's going to scale off spell damage. Alright. Let's say I use my protective scales because I don't like to get, whatever. Let's say I use my volatile armor here, and let's say I use my cauterize. Right? Then I can also put the Mage Guild ability if I want sustain, if I want it. I want to go ahead and put Icy Comet here just for a range capability. I could, whatever. Just saying, man. I'm just saying. This shit's gonna get ugly. It's going to get real ugly in PvP land. So, the time to kill is their thing. So they're upping mitigation, reducing some healing effects. Why? Because their scaling system is going to be through the roof. If anybody's going to be a smart player, if they're going to be a smart player for a mag, you're going to go this route. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to build defensively, and you're going to scale as high as you can. And that's why they have to up the mitigation to an effect, because it's going to get insane. Just a heads up. Alright, I'm going to let you guys go. Food for thought. Alright, I'm going to let you go. As always, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystic 7.